Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. We are tapping in a little bit early today, folks. I got a barbecue I need to get to, so I went live a little early today. For those of you who are joining the live, welcome. For those of you who are watching the replay, welcome to you as well. We are live here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, normally at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Today, what we're doing is we're going over the watch list. So these are all the names we are looking for active entries on going into next week. And there is a lot of things developing right now. You could see Bitcoin is perfectly bouncing off of the 9 EMA here. This is extremely bullish. We're going to get more in depth on that. But you could see that orange line, that is the 9-month moving average. And you could see in a bull run, Bitcoin will hold on to that 9 EMA, that orange line, okay? And when it breaks down below the orange line is when we actually go into a bear market. So the only thing we're missing on Bitcoin's chart for it going absolutely parabolic is one of these green dots here on the monthly chart. You can see that this one was called out here in January of 2023. That was the end of the last bear market. That came at $17,000. That was just over 2 years ago. This one came right here in October at 27. Thing went all the way up to 70. And then the most recent one came right here in November at around 62, 63. And it went all the way up to 110. So my prediction, guys, if we are still in a bull run, which I do believe we are still in a bull run, simply because we are holding on to that orange line, that 9 EMA that acts as support, right, in these bull markets. You can see we bounced on it back here, went back up. What's going on, Tyler? What's going on, Sleepy Organic? Everybody inside of the chat. Can you guys hear me all right? We're tapping in here today. Again, this is the watch list for April 4th. We're going to get into all of these charts here in just a second. But a couple of things, guys. You saw this over here on the news. I was talking about this a little bit on TikTok today. Okay, this is extremely bullish. You can see $3.25 trillion were wiped out from the United States stock market today, and 5.4 billion was added to the crypto market. So you actually saw a dive. You're seeing they call it a decoupling. Okay, that is the word of the day, decoupling. So right now you have the S&P 500. This is the SPY, right? The biggest ETF for stocks. This is technically the top 500 companies in the stock market. You could see this thing is absolutely falling off a cliff, right? Stocks have just got absolutely cratered. This is the worst 2-day dip since back here in COVID. Okay, this was the COVID dip. Okay, look what happened. The COVID dip, we just flushed. What happened after we flushed, though, on the COVID dip? We absolutely ripped. Okay, so you're seeing stocks sell off really hard right now. I mean, this is, like I said, the worst 2-day sell-off in the stock market since COVID. That was back in 2020, 5 years ago. Look at that. Get wrecked, man. Holy smokes. Okay, so you're seeing this, right? You're seeing stocks sell off really hard. Well, what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is not selling off here, folks. Bitcoin's monthly candle here is green. Okay, Ethereum, monthly candle. It's red. It was green a second ago. Okay, you're seeing a lot of these names. ADA is green. Okay, STX, that one was green a second ago. XRP, green. Okay, you're actually getting the dot on XRP here today on the daily chart. The last time we got a green dot way down here, well, that was like back in this section, back here in March. We had these little trades. I mean, those were 30% pumps. You go from 2 all the way up to 2.6. Those were nice little trades there. But I'm thinking there's going to be a big blow off top here, folks. I think you guys are going to see crypto explode into the summertime. Okay. And as long as Bitcoin is going to hold on to its 9 EMA to that $80,000 level, folks, I am still extremely bullish on the crypto markets. I think you're going to see a massive blow off top here in crypto. And the fact that stocks are selling off extremely hard right now and crypto is going up is a really good sign for crypto. So it is still a good opportunity right now to buy some of these names. I mean, look at Amazon right now. Amazon's falling off a cliff right now. You got that red dot there back in February up there at 235. It's down at 170. So eventually stocks are going to set up. But I think the trade right now, folks, I think what we need to be paying attention to is crypto, simply because it is showing divergence here. It is showing divergence to the upside. I've been saying this for months. As long as we can hold on to 80,000, right? Better yet, even that $76,000, $75,000 level here on Bitcoin, things are looking really good for crypto. And again, you're seeing XRP put in a green candle here on the month as well, and you're seeing a daily green dot here. So this is a reversal signal, right? The green dots are the buy signals here on the daily, okay? You're seeing that. We're bouncing perfectly off $2 here, okay? $2 has been support for a very, very long time now. We bounced on it right here. We bounced on $2 right there. We bounced on $2 right there. So the bulls are holding it up over $2, okay? And you are getting a buy signal here on XRP. So today is a great day to be buying XRP as long as you use that stop loss at that low right there at about 1.97. We had a stop loss on this one back at like 220. It fell 10%, but now it's given us a signal saying, hey, this is a potential reversal. And the first target on XRP would be right there at 3.3. But if these things do the blow off top, like I think it's going to do, right, especially with Bitcoin here showing signs of a reversal here, I think you're going to see XRP anywhere from $5 to $10 by the end of the year, folks. So with that being said, how is everyone doing in the chat? If you guys got chart requests, I will take some throughout this video, but for the most part, I just want to cover our watch list today. Again, I'm live a little bit early today because I have to go to a barbecue here in a couple of hours. So I wanted to get through this list for you guys for the weekend so you guys can review, check out these charts, and see what we're looking at. Obviously, you guys are sitting through very, very historic times right now. We haven't had a dip like this in the stock market since 2020. I mean, that was 5 years ago. You've seen this type of a sell-off happen, and you could see that that was a massive, massive buying opportunity when you got that big dip back there in 2020 and COVID. If you guys were buying the lows from COVID, you guys made a ton of money over the next year, year and a half. So keep that in mind, right? As things are falling apart, as everyone's screaming the sky is falling, as everyone's panicking, that is when the biggest opportunities are in play. I know it sucks. I know it sucks to watch your portfolio go down 20, 30, 40%. Okay, if you're in crypto, that's just the name of the game. Okay, that is the name of the game. Okay, in these markets, these corrections do happen. Okay, the key is not to panic when everybody else is panicking. Okay, the key is not to panic while everybody else is panicking. You are either holding, okay, or you are either buying more on the next round of green dots. Okay, so we have a very specific strategy that we use here on this channel, guys. We are swing traders that focus on a monthly and a daily chart. Okay, when I talk about the monthly and the daily chart, I am talking about the daily and the monthly charts up here. Sometimes we'll look at the weekly, but for the most part, we are focused on the monthly chart. Now, why is that? Well, that's because these green dots on the monthly chart are the most accurate buy signal that you could get out of any indicator out there, in my opinion. Okay, the bigger the time frame, the more accurate the dots. Okay, you can see that this thing has called the bottom of Bitcoin all the way since 2015. Okay, you got that green dot back there in July of 2015. That was 10 years ago. Bitcoin was at about $200 at that time. It ended up going all the way up to 20,000. What did it do? It gave you a red dot. It pulled back for a year and a half, gave you a green dot right here. That was back at 4,000 back in 2019. It went all the way up to 70. Okay. And then you got one here in 2023 in July. That was the end of this last bear market that we sat through a couple years ago. That came in July of 2023 at 16,000. That was called out over inside the Discord. This thing went all the way up to 110. Okay. And you had a few more here recently, one there in October and one there and also in November. But simply put, the absolute bottom for Bitcoin, the next leg up will happen when we get this green dot here on the indicator. And I think that is coming in May or June. Okay. May or June. Again, that is just my prediction. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but based on what I'm seeing in the charts, I think it's going to come in May or June. I think you're going to see May or June. You're going to see that green dot, and we are going to absolutely explode. My target on Bitcoin for the end of the year is anywhere from 140 to 160. Okay. 140 to 160 on Bitcoin here by the end of the year. And again, I think this signal will come in May or June. Again, just a prediction, guys, not financial advice, but I do think you're going to see a monthly green dot on Bitcoin here in May or June. And I think April, we're just going to chop around. We're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I think you're going to see the blow off top happen toward the end of summer. You're going to see the top or maybe even into the end of the year. So we enter and exit positions using the trading indicator that I was just talking about. The green dot means buy and the red dot means sell. Okay, here's the important one. We only want to buy assets that have a green dot on the monthly chart, like I just said. Okay, green means up, red means down. So we want to buy assets that have a green dot on the monthly chart. Okay, 90% of these names we're going to talk about here today have a green dot on the monthly chart, meaning their macro signal, right? The monthly signal is pointing up. Okay, we don't want to buy Bitcoin during this time, right? With a red dot going down. We want to wait for that green dot confirmation. So that is rule number 4. Okay, so rule number 5 is that we only want to buy the day of the green dot in or around the golden zone. So after you get the monthly green dot, okay, what you want to do is zoom into the daily, okay? And the daily chart is where you want to buy the day of the green dot, okay, after you get the monthly. So think of it like this, right? There's 30 days inside of a month, 30 days inside of a month. So every 30 days, we get a new monthly candle, okay? So every time we get a new monthly candle, right, a green dot can form. So I don't think the green dot's going to come on Bitcoin here in April. Like I said, I think it's going to be May or June. So what we would be looking for when that thing comes is a daily green dot to enter. Okay, a daily green dot after you get the monthly green dot here. Okay, and I still think Bitcoin is extremely bullish here above 80,000. So I mean, based on what I'm seeing, I think it's a safe play to buy Bitcoin here as long as we hold on to that $80,000 level. So you see, we got a green dot the other day, but they flushed it, and now we're just winding back up. The fact that crypto was up today and stocks were all down is a very, very good sign for the crypto market. So that is what we're looking for. And then our profit taking strategy, guys, is when the stochastic RSI hits 100. That is that white dotted line on the trading indicator. This thing right here, you can see you could have took some profits here on Bitcoin right there at 90,000. When that thing hit, it sold off. Obviously, the volume is very, very low right now. And the other place where we want to be taking profits is these red dots on the daily chart inside of the red zone. So this was the time to sell Bitcoin right here, January 23rd, right there at 106. The red dot inside of the red zone. This is a Fibonacci retracement tool. If you guys don't know what the Fibonacci is, I have a free trading course over here inside the Discord that you guys can watch. This video will explain the Fibonacci better than any video on the internet. It explains why it's important, and I think it's the best tool to use for support and resistance levels. Okay, but you can see when you get a red dot in this red zone is when you want to be selling, when you want to be taking profits. You can see it called the exact top there on Bitcoin right there at around 107. It also called it right back here at around 108. Same thing with XRP. Okay, the red dot inside of the red zone at $3.30 there on XRP was a great place to be taking some profits there back on January 19th before we had this big sell-off. So as of right now, things are just chopping around at the moment, right? We're just going sideways on a lot of the crypto. So we're putting in technically a bull flag here on pretty much every single crypto asset as of right now. And as long as XRP can hold on to 2, I really like this here for today for an entry off the daily green dot. And that should close here going into the candle close. So yeah, that is the strategy, guys. We're swing traders. Again, these aren't day trades. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a buy-and-hold strategy. Okay? This is a buy-and-hold strategy. Again, if you were buying XRP with us, you were buying XRP back here at 50 cents. Okay? 50 cents back there in August is when we got the green dot there on the monthly. It ripped all the way up to 350. So simply put, all we're doing now is watching $2 on XRP and then waiting for the green monthly. I'm not saying you can't take this entry with a tight stop loss at $2 here if you want to trade XRP, because I think it's going to reverse. This is a clear reversal signal right here on the daily, and the daily will feed the monthly, right? So if the daily goes up, that means the monthly candle is going to go up. Okay, you could see this back at like 250 here, probably by next week here on XRP. But these charts are looking really, really good on crypto. I love the divergence away, or the decoupling away from stocks today. It's looking really, really good here, folks. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and hit these requests real quick. I'll start with my current positions that I'm holding here. We'll start at the top here with Chainlink. Chainlink is one I got into. My average price is now around $15. Okay, I think this is probably the #1 cryptocurrency to buy right now. I mean, obviously I'm a little biased, but I think they have a ton of fundamental things going for them, right? They're technically the oracle of crypto and all the blockchains. It's what all the blockchains use to talk to each other, and I just think they're going to be huge in the future. I mean, you ask any crypto influencer, they will tell you that Chainlink is a solid project. If you guys have done your research, it's a great fundamental project here. So what I'm waiting for on Link, like I said, my average is like $15 now. It's sitting at 13, so I'm a little bit down on the position at the moment. But simply put, I'm looking to add to this thing on the next green monthly. You can see the last green monthly came right there in November. That was around $11. It went all the way up to 30. So like I said, I think you're going to see the green dots on crypto on the monthly chart in May or June. That is my prediction. Okay. So simply put, I don't care what Chainlink does. I'm simply just waiting for the green dot. When I get that green dot, I can either add to the position or just hold. But I think this thing will easily see its all-time highs that we got back here in 2021. All-time highs was up there at 53. I see people calling for $80 to $100 this cycle. So that would obviously be awesome because of the fact that we're sitting right here at 13. But again, Chainlink, I'm just looking to add to that one on the daily green dot there. Snapchat, I got killed on. I think my average is like $9, $9.50 or something like that. But I was entering on this green candle here, thinking that we were going to reverse. And I jumped the gun. I didn't wait for the green dot on the monthly. So I like the company. That's why I'm continuing to hold it. And again, this is another one I'm just looking to add on that green monthly dot here. I'm down like 20 or 30% on my position overall. I've been playing options too. So yeah, it hasn't been pretty here on Snapchat, but I will be looking to add again to Snap on the green monthly dot here. Again, these ones back here came at around $8, about the price we're sitting at. It went all the way up there to $18. That was 100% move there on Snapchat, and stocks are just getting killed right now. So not a good time to look at your stock portfolio. Again, I'll start looking again when I get that green dot here on the monthly on Snapchat. The next one's going to be CLSK. CLSK, this is a play on crypto as well. They are a crypto miner, kind of like Mara and Riot. But I got in on this one. I believe it was right here around, yeah, it was around, I think I'm break even on this trade right now. CLSK, I'm break even. But again, a crypto miner. So if Bitcoin does decide to break out here and does decide to go to 150, I think you're going to see CLSK probably back up here at $40 to $60 here by the end of the year. So another one I have a position on, and I'm simply just waiting for the green dot to come back on the chart. You can see this one came back in January of 2023 where Bitcoin bottomed. That was at $2. It ended up going all the way up there to 24. So CLSK, waiting for the monthly dot to add again to that position. I have a pretty small position on that one. Paramount, this one has the green monthly dot. And just like every other stock right now, it's sold off over the last couple of days. But I'm looking to add to this one. So this is a great example of, hey, we got a green monthly dot here, right? Now we're waiting for that green dot there on the daily. We want to add the day of the green dot. Yeah, we're getting a pullback. So what we want to do is we want to wait for the green daily dot, just like we got back here on the 13th of February. Now that the monthly dot is green, that came at 1050. It went all the way up to 1250. That was like a 20 to 30% trade right there. That was a really, really good get there. A 20% trade on a stock is actually really good, believe it or not. I know everybody wants the 500Xs, but you know, stocks don't move like that. Okay, especially if you're buying bigger companies that actually have earnings and stuff like that. So I'm continuing to hold this one, just waiting. I look to add to it if it gets a green dot there on the daily, but that one is still green there on the monthly chart. That's Paramount. They're a streaming platform. And then DJT. DJT also just need that monthly green dot. I'm also looking at the weekly on this one. Okay, you can see DJT. This is Trump's media company. Okay, you can see the last green dot came back here in September on this. That was at around 1450. Okay, and this thing went from 1450 all the way up to $55. 55, call it 50, 56. Okay, that was like a 300% move if my math is correct. Okay, 268% off that weekly green dot. So this is one I want to watch for, this green one on the weekly chart, just because it's a very, very new coin, or I'm sorry, not a coin, but a stock. I'm sorry. This is Donald Trump's media company. And he sold like $2 billion worth of shares over the last week or so. So that's why the stock's getting hit hard. But simply put, we're just waiting for the green dot confirmation. I'm watching the weekly chart here on DJT. I think that's going to come here either by the end of April or May. I think you're going to see it. We bottomed right here at around $12 last time. Again, it went up to $60, $55. 12 to 55 was a 250% move last time. And these guys are getting into the crypto space as well. So I think as long as if crypto's really going to blast off here, like I think it's going to over the next couple of months, you should see this stock a lot higher as well. I'm thinking $40 to $50, maybe even up there at 60 to 80. All-time highs up there at 180 on DJT. So don't sleep on this one. I'm watching the weekly like a hawk. You could also wait for the monthly if you want as well. But the thing is very, very oversold at the moment. And again, I just want to wait for that confirmation. It also had a golden dot here back on March 13th at around $19. Obviously, it's lower than that price right now. It dropped like $2. But like I said, I think this one's going to set up really, really nice off this green dot, just like it did here, just like it did here, and just like it did back here in this area. So watching DJT, those are the only positions I'm currently holding. I had to sell my STZ position to pay my last year's taxes. Thank you to the Federal Reserve. But that's where we're at on the current holdings. So these are all the positions, or these are all the stocks and cryptocurrencies that I'm currently looking for positions on. The first one's going to be up here. This one is Atom. Okay, I've liked Atom since we got this golden dot back here on March 12th, right here at $3.70. It went from 370 off that signal all the way up there to about 5. It sold off a little bit, and we got that green dot confirmation. I called that out yesterday inside the Discord if you guys are over there. I also called it out on TikTok, but that came at around $4.20. It's hitting highs of $5. If we can break over that $5 resistance right there, it's going to explode. You'll see this one back up here at 10 in no time. But this one's looking good. Very, very nice move over the last couple of days. It doesn't have the monthly green dot yet, but you can see we're getting a green candle here on the monthly chart, which indicates, right, bulls, right, buyers are stepping in. Buyers are taking over. And it looks like they had some news. Nothing too big there, though, but you should see the green dot on this one as well, like I said, in May or June. And all-time highs on this one's all the way up there at 44. So that would be a 10x trade if it goes back to all-time highs up there. And I really like this one. This one's breaking out very, very nicely at the moment. The next one's going to be Doge. Doge is also flipping its candle to green here this week. Again, we're watching this one. The last green dot here on the monthly came right here at around 11 cents, 11, 12 cents. That video is pinned on TikTok. We called this out live here. At 12 cents, it went all the way up to 50 cents. So like I said, May or June is when I think these signals are going to be coming here on the indicator, okay? And I think you're going to see another very big explosive move to the upside for crypto. This thing's up 5% on the day today. It doesn't have the green daily dot yet, but I think you're probably going to see that come here over the weekend. We also got 2 golden dots here over the last month or so. 2 golden dots. I've never seen 2 golden dots back to back like that in a very long time. So as long as Doge can hold on to 15 cents, I think it looks extremely, extremely good. Definitely going back up there to 45 cents if we decide to break out. Again, the red dot inside the red zone is where we want to be selling. You can see that was a great time to take some profits back here on Doge. That was back at, what, 43 cents. These red dots were coming right here around 45 cents. It sold off. And now it's back down here and nobody's talking about it. But everybody was talking about it up here, right? Everybody was just, oh my God, right? Doge is the greatest thing in the world, okay? We go over here to our cheat sheet. That is a textbook, right? Textbook blow-off phase, okay? Mania phase. That's when everyone's excited. We want to buy when nobody's excited. We want to buy when nobody's talking about it. We want to buy when people are scared, not having a good time, okay? Things just suck. When things suck, that's when you want to get up in there in the trenches, right? We're in the trenches right now. That is when you want to be loading your bags or holding. This is not a good time to be selling stuff down here. If you're selling stuff down here, you're going to really regret it going into the end of the year, folks. Okay, but Doge is showing signs of a reversal here. And I think you're going to see a green dot on the daily chart here probably by the end of the day on Doge. And that will be called out over here inside of the Discord. We got all those alerts. We got the golden dot alerts. We got the daily alerts, we got the weekly alerts, and we got the monthly alerts all called out over here inside the Discord for you guys. So you guys never miss an alert. And if you guys do not have the trading indicator, you guys can get the trading indicator by clicking on this tab right here. Click this link. Takes a couple of clicks, and all of these indicators load directly into your TradingView account. Your screen will look exactly like my screen. It's literally plug and play. If you guys have questions about that or need support, just email me. My email is right there at overkillinvesting.club. But Doge looking good. STX is another one. Look at this one. This one's been absolutely hammered to the downside. Look how deep we are on the monthly wave right now. Another one that I think you're going to see just a big parabolic move here during summertime. I mean, we're setting up for summer here, folks. Again, May, June is when I think this one is going to print here. When a name goes down for 5 months in a row, that's normally when you want to start paying attention. The last time this thing went down 5 months in a row was right here in 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did it do? 20 cents all the way up to a buck. That was a $1.40. That was a 600% move right there. And then it pulled back, and then it just went absolutely parabolic. So I think STX, this is actually built on the Bitcoin blockchain. So if Bitcoin breaks out, this thing is going to absolutely fly. We got the weekly dot from this one last week, and the daily setting up here. So I think you're going to see a daily dot here probably tomorrow. And like I said, these monthly green dots are going to come here May or June. May or June, I think you're going to see the parabolic move everybody has been waiting for in crypto. If you've made it through this sell-off, congratulations, okay? Congratulations. Now is not the time to get cold feet because you're almost there. Just hang in there, okay? I promise you, when these green dots come, that will be the bottom, okay? That will be the bottom for all of these names. That will be the absolute 100% confirmation that the bottom is in and we are going to bounce, okay? So STX, this is a cryptocurrency. Like I said, this is definitely one to watch. Like I said, I think you're going to see a green dot here on the daily here probably by the end of today. Probably by the end of the day when the new candles open here at 5 p.m. Mstr, this is Sailor's Company here. Okay, Sailor's Company. This one looks good as long as it can hold on to 250. This actually has a green monthly candle right now. Okay, while all these other stocks are down today, okay, MSTR is up. So as long as MSTR can hold its 240 level, that was the lows from right over here. I think this one looks really good. And like I said, if Bitcoin breaks out, this stock is going to absolutely fly at least back up here to 500. Okay, so I'd be watching for a daily dot on this one. It looks like we got the weekly, that was last week. So the weekly and the monthly dots, guys, are going to be the most accurate ones. And then the daily ones are just where you want to average into your position, right? You want to be buying a little here, buying a little here. But the second you see this green dot show up on the monthly is when you want to, that's when the bottom is in, and that is when we are going higher. And the weekly dot is good too. Of course, the higher the time frame with these signals, the better. That's why we like to focus on the monthly chart first. But this one is also holding right onto that 90 MA. And like I said, if Bitcoin breaks out, MSTR is going to absolutely fly. XRP, we've kind of covered this one so far. This one's sitting right here at $2. Still, as long as $2 holds, I really like XRP. You're actually getting a daily signal on that here today. We do not have the weekly or the monthly signal yet. But like I said, guys, if these prices can hold up, May or June is when you're going to see these signals. The last green dot on the monthly chart came right here in August. That was around 50 cents. That's when I bought. I ended up selling it like 80 cents or something like that, like an idiot. But again, I was buying right here at 50 cents. So the easy money's been made on XRP. If we do end up having this parabolic move that I think is going to happen over summer, you're going to see this green dot, like I said, in probably May or June. May or June is when you're going to see it, but you do have a daily signal showing up here today on XRP. So if you're playing the daily signal, if you're still in XRP, I just make sure to set a stop loss at like 185. Call it 185 on the stop loss. If that breaks, we'll most likely come back down to 1. But this chart is holding up very, very well. I really, really like the fact that crypto held up. I mean, crypto's green today, guys. And you're talking about one of the absolute bloodiest days in the stock market in 5 years. Look at that. Just straight up red. So what do you think these guys are doing that are selling their stocks right now? Well, it looks to me like they're buying cryptocurrency, because why are all the stocks down but crypto's up? Okay, that tells you something is going on, folks. That's not normal. Normally when stocks sell off, crypto sells off directly with it. And right now, you're seeing it's called decoupling, okay? It's doing the opposite of what the stocks are doing, which is, it doesn't happen. The last time that happened was like back in 2017 or something like that. I heard someone say today. But it is not normal for crypto to be up and stocks to be just getting, not just going down. I mean, they're getting annihilated here, folks. Annihilated. So to me, what it looks like are people are selling things like Nvidia, and they're buying XRP. They're buying Doge. Doge is up 6% today. Atom's up 7% today. Okay. XRP is up 4% while stocks are getting killed. So this is great. If you're a crypto investor, this is great. Not so much for the stock investor, but I do think stocks are going to bounce back, guys. I don't think it's over. I don't think we've hit the ceiling here. Stocks always bounce back, okay? But I think the play right now is in crypto, just based on what I'm seeing in these charts, okay? Especially the monthly charts. XRP's candle is green. What's the SPY? The S&P 500. That is ugly, dude. That is ugly. I'd rather buy something like this that's showing, hey, buyers are actually stepping in control right here. When the candle's green, that means the buyers are in control. Okay. When it's red, that means the sellers are in control. So you're seeing it right here on XRP, folks. Nice green candle here on the monthly. If we can get this green dot in May, if this green dot comes in May or June, like I think it's going to, you're going to see XRP anywhere from $5 to $10. $5 to $10. Kyle says gold topped out. It's also topped out last time when alts had a run. That's great news. Yeah, I seen that today. I think it was down like, what, 8% today? Gold was down big today. Gold was down 3%. I mean, not too much, but it is starting to sell off here. But the one that looks I mean, if you're going to look at it industry-wise, gold, stocks, and crypto looks the best right now, folks. Crypto's already been through a sell-off, right? We've already sold. Look at Link. Link's already sold all the way off, dude. Link is already down here. Okay. XRP hasn't really sold off. I mean, that's like a 40% sell off, but things like Doge from the top is literally down 70% all the way to the low. So it's already had its sell off. So now prices are cheap, right? Now we're over here. Now we're in despair on crypto, right? People are just pissed off in crypto. People are like, oh my God, right? And they have every right to be, because a lot of them were buying up here, right, at 40, 50 cents. And that's just how the game goes. People are excited and talking about it up here. People aren't excited and talking about stuff down here. People are bearish. They're calling for the bear market. They're saying it's over. No altcoin season. It's never going to happen. Everything's going to zero, right? That is the sentiment in crypto and has been for the last 2 months. Okay. And we've just been sitting here sticking to our plan, folks. We're simply just waiting on the next round of monthly green dots. And like I said, I think those are going to come in May or June. And again, that is just a prediction from me, a guy on YouTube. Okay. But I think it's going to happen. I think you're going to see a massive move to the upside in crypto. And the decoupling today, the fact that stuff's going up when stocks are going down is a great sign. Here's Algorand here. Algorand, look at that. That monthly candle's also flipping here in April. I think you're going to get a weekly dot here very, very soon. I think maybe midway through April, maybe in the next couple of weeks. You can see the last weekly green dot came right there in November at 10 cents. It went all the way up there to 63. Okay, and we had a couple back here, and we just went sideways, sideways, sideways. But this one came, and it absolutely skyrocketed. And if you're talking about all-time highs on Algorand, that's all the way back up here at $3, folks. If Algorand decides to go back to $3, okay, that is a 1,400% gain. 1,400% gain. Meaning you put in 10 grand down here right now, you're going to make $140,000 back up here to the top. So very, very, very oversold right now. Or yeah, oversold. We're looking for the green weekly on Algorand. That is going to be called out over here inside the Discord. When you see that weekly come through, I would play Algorand because I think that's going to feed the monthly, and I think the monthly is going to explode as well. So, I mean, if you guys think this was the bull market for crypto, this 1 month that we went up here, you're wrong. Okay, you can see a similar pattern form back here. We went up, then we went down, and then the real move happened. Okay, and then the real move happened. This was not the real move. Zoom out of the chart. This was not the move here. That was a little tiny little whoop. Okay, and now we're in this, and now I think we're sitting right here, somewhere right here right now. That was 2020. Okay, and then I think you're going to get a big, big explosive move to the upside here this summer, guys. It's going to be summertime, sun's out, guns out. We're going to be sipping pina coladas on the beach, having a grand old time. Okay, and the daily chart is green here today. So you're getting another signal again. We've gotten a bunch of daily green dots here, but we've just been going sideways. So right now, to me, this right here, okay, this looks like this. Okay, this is just boring, right? No one's having a good time, right? Everyone's just bored, right? They're like, oh God, right? Up and down. Like we're just literally going sideways, just sideways here on Algorand. Stealth phase is what they call it, okay? Quiet. No one's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it up here, right? But no one's talking about it down here. No one's excited about it. And that's exactly where we want to strike. That's exactly where we want to hold our bags. And that's exactly where we just want to keep adding, right? We're going to work every day. We're getting a paycheck every week. We're adding to our positions, continuing to add, continuing to add. And then when the price comes back up here, that's when we want to dump. We sell, okay? And then we wait for it to reset. So Algorand's looking good. How I play Algorand is a weekly green dot. And again, that weekly dot will be called out over here inside the weekly alerts section on Discord. If you guys can't see the alerts over here on Discord, the Discord is free to join, but we do have a members area. You guys can become a member for as little as $4 a month right now by clicking on this link. That will get you access to our chat and pretty much all the features over here, the alerts from the indicator, monthly, weekly, daily, and the golden dots from the daily chart here. And that is right over there inside the Discord, overkillinvestingclub.com. Here's Zcash. Zcash is actually looking very interesting here. Okay. This one had a big pump. I think you're going to see a green dot here on Zcash by the end of April. I think this is going to be one of the first ones that's going to pop off here. And this one's just looking really, really good right now. I think Zcash is going to be a solid play going in here. And you got the weekly dot there last week, and you're getting the breakout over the 90 MA on the weekly. I think you're going to see a monthly green dot here on Zcash. This is another cryptocurrency. I think you're going to see that here, like I said, by the end of the month. And I like it. I like Zcash. If you want confirmation, wait for the monthly dot. But like I said, I think that's coming here by the end of April. Here's MKR. This is one we've been tracking for a while. Another one we just want to wait for that green monthly dot for confirmation. But if you zoom into the daily here, you can see it's putting in a nice higher low here. A higher low is where we sell off. We bounce. Okay, we called this one out here in March at around $1,000. It went all the way up to around 1,500. Okay, that was around a 50% move right there. You made 50% if you made that trade right there from here all the way up to here. So it's still in an uptrend, and 1,200 is the level we're watching right now. But that one's got a green weekly. It doesn't have the monthly yet, but that's what we're watching for. Watch for that monthly alert again. That will be called out over here in the Discord. Here's IBIT. This is the BlackRock ETF here. The BlackRock ETF. Hey, I'll take a few chart requests here. Get them in the chat here. I'll cover a few chart requests after we do IBIT here. But IBIT is the BlackRock ETF. The BlackRock ETF. This is IBIT. And again, no data on my indicator yet, but it is bouncing right here off of that 9 EMA that we were talking about at the beginning of stream. That is the 9-month moving average. And again, if Bitcoin's going to bounce, this thing is going to bounce as well. So how I'd be playing IBIT here is I would wait for the confirmation from the weekly. You can see we got the last green dot here on the weekly back in September. That was around $33. And this thing went all the way up there to 60. So again, watching for the weekly dot here on IBIT. And I think you're going to see that here in the next couple of weeks as long as crypto can hold the line here. And crypto's holding up very, very well. Crypto is holding up very, very well right now, guys. We did not sell off with the rest of the stocks. Here's Cardano. Cardano actually has a red dot showing up this month, but that doesn't mean that can't go away, right? There is a lot of crypto here. There is a lot of crypto. And the fact that this thing is just showing up, it still means we have a green dot. If it's showing up this month, the dot is actually still green. Until we close the month and open up red, right? If we close the month at these prices, then that will be confirmed. But as of right now, the dot is still green because, again, we have another 30 days or 25 days in April. If we go up over the next 25 days, this dot could fade away. So I still think Cardano is one of the best buys right now in crypto. I still think it's one of the best. We had this golden dot back here on March 1st at 60 cents. It went all the way up to $1.20. That was a 100% move in 24 hours off the golden dot. And it's literally sitting right back at that same price we got that dot on. So as long as Cardano holds on to 60 cents, I'm very, very bullish on the asset. I would actually be looking to buy this one on the next daily dot. And I think we're going to get the weekly here in the next couple of weeks as well. So I would buy Cardano again on the next daily green dot there if you get the chance. If you're in the position, I would just continue to hold on to it because I think this asset is very, very undervalued. We got H-bar here. H-bar is also putting in a green monthly to start April here. We got the weekly. Again, wait for the weekly dot on this one to play H-bar. It's just kind of grinding down at the moment. Let's wait for the weekly to come in, and then that weekly will feed the monthly. The reason this one's on the watch list right now is because, again, that candle is green at the moment and showing signs of a reversal. I've talked about this a couple times here in the last bull run here for H-bar. What did it do? This was in 2021. It went up for 1, 2, 3 months, pulled back for 3 months, and then it ripped. Okay, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. What's coming next? 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. What's coming next? Let's see it. Chart request here. One from Jamie for AITX. AITX. And we're leaving off there on H-bar. AITX, Artificial Intelligence Technology. This one just looks like a penny stock, my guy. I don't do penny stocks. They don't really work with my strategy. DJT, we talked about this one. We're just waiting on the macro signals. Okay, I have a position on this, and I'm just looking to average down on my position on the weekly dot here. You can see the weekly came right here in September. That was around $15. It went all the way up there to $55, $56. So wait for that weekly dot. Okay, once the weekly comes, I think you will see the monthly shortly after. But anticipate that monthly with the weekly dot coming in here. Like I said, that's the signal we're looking for on DJT. Boom, that's what should send it higher. But Trump sold like $2 billion worth of shares over the last week. So just holding through it, looking for another opportunity to buy. That opportunity will be on that weekly. Fred says LCX. What else you guys got? Chart requests. LCX, we either need the monthly or the weekly. Okay, we need the monthly or the weekly dot there. This thing's just melting down. I wouldn't touch it until you get one of those signals here. This weekly dot came right here November 18th at 9 cents. It went all the way up to 40. So that's what I'd be waiting on there for LCX. We got RKT. Good request here from Aiden on YouTube. This thing's just absolutely roaring right now. So I think they're benefiting today off of the Fed not cutting rates. The Fed came in and they did not cut rates, even though they see all this blood in the streets. So I would just hold this, right? Your buying opportunity was right here in April there. That was April 2nd, a couple days ago. Things up 11% today. My target on this would be up here at 20 bucks. I'd look for a $20 rocket. That's where I decide to sell this one here. Adam says Toshi. Toshi is going to be a newer meme coin. Again, it looks like a rug pull to me. I don't like meme coins. I don't like shit coins. It looks like a rug pull. If you want to play it, I don't know. I'd wait for a weekly dot. You can't even see the weekly signal there. So I would stay away from meme coins. I would buy good quality projects right now in crypto. I mean, you're talking about Algorand. Like I said earlier, if this thing goes back to all-time highs, okay, you're talking about a 1,400%. I like my chances a lot more in Algorand than some weird dog coin that somebody made, right? It doesn't have any utility. So buy good quality projects. That's what I try to tell you guys. Good projects that have utility, right, that the institutional investors are buying, not the shit coins that they're just dumping on us. Hugh says ADA. We just covered ADA a second ago. But what we're waiting on ADA is a daily green dot. I think you're going to see the daily dot here probably tomorrow or probably here by the end of the day. That will be called out over here inside the Discord under the daily alerts section. Again, technically, the monthly dot is still green. I know it's showing red, but just because it's showing red doesn't mean it's going to close red. Like I said, if price action goes up over the next 28 days or 27 days, however many months there are left in April, you should see this candle go up. And the fact that we're about to print a green dot with the wave way down here tells you that the price action should be up over the next week or two. And you can see the last time we got a green dot was right here on March 1st at 60 cents. It went all the way up to $1.20. So I'm still a holder, and I would be looking to buy more, if anything, on Cardano on the next daily green dot. Good project. I'd much rather buy that one than Toshi. We got H-bar here. H-bar is given the daily dot here today, but I want to see a macro signal from this. Okay, I want to see a macro signal here from H-bar. Okay, we want to see either the weekly or the monthly dot. Okay, I like the fact that the monthly candle's flipping here. 15 cents is a big support level. If we can't hold on to 15 cents, we're going to be in some trouble. So it does have a daily dot today, but it does not have the macro signals. We want either the weekly or the monthly to be green first. Axle, AXLE. Okay, get those requests in, guys. I'll keep covering these requests, and then we'll go back to the watch list here. We got Axle, and this thing's back down at 30 cents. 30 cents is where it bounced right here back in 2023. Had a really nice bounce there. This thing's just really oversold right now. If you want to buy this thing, if you want to own it, I would just buy it down here. Okay, it's down 5 months in a row. I think we're due for a bounce. I think it's going to bounce really hard. I've heard good things about this project. I just don't know too much about it. So I'd buy it down here. Honestly, it's right here. But if it breaks this support level right there at, I don't know, 30 cents, you're probably going to be in trouble. But I'd set a stop loss at 30 cents on Axle. But that looks good. Yep. Yeah, guys, I went live today because I gotta go to a barbecue. Yeah, Cindy, don't average down on DJT until you get the weekly. We got Kyle for Better, BETR. Is that a stock or a crypto? Looks like a stock. Better Home. Oh my God, getting rugged. I don't know, man. That one's tough. That one's tough. Really, all I can see on my indicator is the daily, so I'd wait for the daily, but I don't know about that one, dude. I don't know about that one. RNDR, another solid project here. Needs the monthly. We need the monthly confirmation there. We got the weekly last week. So this thing looks good as long as it can hold on to $2.50. I continue to hold this thing. We also had a golden dot on this one as well. We're sitting a little bit below that golden dot price. I think the golden dot came around 360. It's at 325 right now. So I just look to average down on it on a green dot, but that thing's going to have a hard time breaking down below 250. I like RNDR here as well. Again, got the weekly green dot. All we're missing is the green dot here on the monthly. Once you see that monthly green dot is when you will get the reversal to the upside. And like I said, I think crypto is going to print green here. I think you're going to see the green dots on crypto in May or June on the monthly charts. And that's when we're going to get the blow off top. Okay, just my opinion. Yep, we're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. It's 3:30 Pacific time right now, but I have a barbecue I needed to get to, so I just wanted to get this done and out of the way here. Seth says CRO. Any more requests from the chat from you guys? Requests from the chat here. Now or never. CRO, this one has the weekly. This one also had a golden dot here. That was back at 7 cents. It went all the way up to 12. That was a 70% move if you guys played the golden dot there. I still really like this one. I'm still very bullish on CRO, and I'd be looking to buy this one here on a daily green dot. And again, that monthly will be the confirmation. Like I said, I think you'll see the monthly dot here come May or June here. Yeah, I'd be looking to buy CRO here on a daily green dot if you get it. And again, that will be called out over here in the daily alerts section over here inside the Discord. XPEV. XPEV, the monthly chart. So I don't like this one. I'd sell this one. You could see the separation off the 9 EMA. That is the average price over the last 9 months. You can see the separation there, and I don't like it. Gapped it down today. I would get out of that one. I think that one's probably coming down to like 15 bucks. Neo's still red as well. This thing's selling up. Those American tariffs, right? That trade war stuff is absolutely killing some of these Chinese stocks right now. So I'd wait for that green dot to come back on the monthly for Neo. Their earnings weren't bad. But that green dot actually ended up going away. It was popping up and it ended up going away. So it sold off really hard here. If you're going to play Neo, I would just wait for either the weekly or the monthly to come back here on one of the macro charts there. AVAX, good request here. This one's actually on the watch list this week as well. Again, 5 months down is normally a great time to buy. Last time we went down for 5 months was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went down for 6 months here in 2023, down to $8, $9, and it went all the way up to $60, $65. Okay, same kind of pattern forming here. If you want the confirmation of the absolute bottom, I would wait for the monthly green dot. We did get the green dot last week on the weekly, so that's a really good sign. And we're holding up pretty nicely here as well on the daily. We also got a golden dot on this one back here at around 17. You're up a little bit off of that, But if you're in this one, I just use a stop loss at 15, and I'd be looking to buy it here on the next daily dot. Like I said, May or June is when I think you're going to see the reversal in crypto. I think you're going to see a big move to the upside, kind of like this, come May or June, okay, all the way into summer. So AVAX, I think it's just super cheap down here. I think it's really, really cheap. I would personally be looking to buy it here on the daily grain dot if I wanted to hold it for the long term. A couple more here from the chat. We got Sally for MXC. MXC energy. Energy companies are getting smoked today. Just smoked. Okay, we need the green dot either on the weekly or the monthly there. Okay, they're just getting smoked. I'd wait for the green dot on the monthly chart to take a position on MXC. That thing's getting smoked right now. Okay, all energy stocks got smoked today. Just absolutely getting wrecked. We got Cindy for CELH and ELF. CELH is still green on the monthly. So this is one we're actively looking for positions on, right? This one's on the watch list. I didn't cover it yet, but it is on here. You can see it's right there. We're going to cover it later, but I like it. CELH, I think this one's going easily back up here to 80, 90 bucks. You can see that is where the fib is. We want to sell in the red zone. This is where we want to be taking our profits, okay? And all the way back up there is like almost a 200% move from where we're sitting right now. I mean, 164% all the way back up there to the top. So I still think CLH is a solid hold. I would be looking to add on every green dot that you get. And you can see even in this big stock sell-off, they didn't even sell off, dude. They're still green. They're still, I mean, they were down 2% or something like that. So the stock is very strong. Why is it strong? Because it has a green monthly dot. Okay. The green monthly dot means the trend, the buyers are in control. So CLH is still one of my favorite stock plays, and I would just continue to hold on to that one until we get back up here in the red zone. Red zone is where we want to be taking profits. Okay. That's all the way up there between $80 and $90 at the moment. We got ELF Beauty. This is another one that's probably getting hit hard by those tariffs. So again, wait for the green monthly dot there on ELF before you take a position. Wait for that green dot. We got V-Chain from Hugh. What's going on, my dude? V-Chain, same thing. This one's actually on the watch list. It doesn't have the green monthly dot yet or the weekly. So I'd be playing one of those. You can see the last weekly dot came right here in November. That was at around 2 cents, right where we're sitting at right now before we blasted all the way up to 8 cents. I think V-Chain is a solid project. I would buy V-Chain here on a daily green dot. I think that one's going to feed the weekly, and we are going to be back up between 7 and 8 cents by the end of summer, without a doubt. No problem, Jordan. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you guys for tuning in. If we can get the YouTube stream to 100 likes, guys, I will give away $100 worth of XRP. $100 worth of XRP. I think that's around 50. For every 100 likes, I'll give away 100 XRP. How's that? For every 100 likes on the YouTube video, I will give away 100 XRP if we can get that thing to 100 likes. I'll do it here before we sign off and before we go to this barbecue here. CLQ is still selling off here. Okay, I'd wait for one of the macro signals, either the weekly or the monthly. Iron from Josh. Iron, this one's still selling off as well. Energy stocks are getting hit hard. Again, wait for the macro signal either on the weekly or the monthly. Coinbase. Good request here. Good solid company. Got the red dot back here at 290. It's sold all the way off down here to 159. One thing I want to point out on Coinbase is that it's touching the bottom of the Fibonacci, that green line. Okay, just like how we want to sell up here into the red line, we want to buy down here into the green line. Okay, that's on the Fibonacci. And if you guys do not have the Fibonacci, you guys could download the indicator over there in the Discord. But the last time we touched that line was all the way back here in 2023. That was at $30 on Coinbase. And obviously, the rest was history. It went all the way up to 300 for a 10x trade. So that's one thing I do like about Coinbase. I would just want to wait for either the weekly. See, the last weekly dot came right here. That was in September around 160. Literally, the price we're sitting at right now. It went all the way up to 350. So wait for either the weekly or the monthly on that one. It does look very cheap, but doesn't mean it can't get cheaper. So I just wait for confirmation there on the weekly or the monthly chart on Coinbase. We got AI. What's AI doing? Okay, that broke $20. So that ended up breaking our stop loss level at 20. So we'd be out on this one. waiting for the monthly green dot there, monthly or the weekly. If you want to hold, just hold it and then look to add more either on the weekly or the monthly green dot. But we had a stop loss on this one at 20 bucks, and that thing absolutely sold off here today with the rest of the market. So stocks are getting killed, guys. Stocks are getting just absolutely annihilated right now. Coney from Josh. Coney, MSTY, and UTL. This thing's selling off hard here too. Just getting wrecked. So no data on the monthly yet. I'd wait for the weekly on this one. MSTY. MSTY's got the weekly. This looks good. This looks really good. The monthly candle's green. So what I'd be doing on MSTY is looking to buy the green dots. So this one looks good as long as it can hold on to that 17.9 level. ULTY. ULTY does not look good, though. That thing's a falling knife. I would not touch that. I buy the other one, MSTY. I buy that one. Cindy says BBAI. Big Bear AI. This one's still hanging around its 250 range. The weekly hasn't come yet. I think when the weekly dot comes, you'll probably see the reversal. I don't like the fact that the monthly is red here, but again, it's just showing up this month. That doesn't mean that that dot can't disappear. How I play BBI here is a weekly green dot, okay? And it's just kind of consolidating right now. It's just kind of going sideways. So this one isn't selling off as hard as AI did today. It's holding up over that $2.50 level. So if you want to, I would be a holder of this if you're in it, and I would be looking to buy again on the next weekly green dot there on BBAI. What's up, Matt? What's up, my brother? Hugh for ETH, and then we're going to get back into some chart requests here. ETH, this was green on the monthly there for a second. It's just hanging around 1,700 at the moment. So what we're watching for on ETH is the weekly dot. That showed up for a second this week, but it faded away. Like I said, if a dot shows up, if a green dot shows up and then the price goes down, the dot can fade away. The dot is only confirmed if the candle closes, right? So this week would have to close with a green dot like it did back here in September in order for it to be confirmed. So I think we're really close. Like I said, probably come May, by May, you'll probably see the weekly green dot on ETH. And you can see what happened the last time we got the weekly green dot on ETH. That was right here at 2,200. It went all the way up to 4,000. Same thing back here. The deeper the blue wave, the better, folks. This is why I think we're about to pop off. Ethereum is way down here. Every time Ethereum's wave is down here, it always has a big move to the upside, okay, once we get the confirmation. So, like I said, with ETH, how I'd be playing this, now that the fact that we're down, right, 5 months in a row. The last time Ethereum fell 5 months in a row was all the way back here in 2018 before we just absolutely ripped to the upside. So the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip, okay? How I play ETH is I just wait for the green dot confirmation on the weekly chart, which will be called out over here inside the weekly alert section of the Discord. You can see the last two down in this area hit hard, okay? Both at least 100% gains, okay? So wait for that confirmation again. That will be called out in the weekly alert section. That's how I play ETH here. And then Brad says QQQ. QQQ is just falling like a rock. Okay. Stocks just getting absolutely cratered here. Okay. Down 16% in the last couple of weeks. I'd wait for the green dot confirmation either on the monthly or the weekly, guys. That will be the confirmation. Okay. The last time we got a green dot with the wave below zero was back here in 2023, 2 years ago. And that thing went to the sky. Okay, you can see we chopped around in this area for a while. Okay, that's got to be one of the worst weeks ever recorded, down 9%. I don't see a week down 9% since back here in COVID. This is literally the worst dip since COVID-19, guys. The worst dip we have seen in stocks since COVID in 5 years. You guys are witnessing history right now, okay? And if you were panic selling back here in COVID, you got wrecked, okay? The smart people were buying this dip down here, okay, in 2020. This was March, April of 2020 right here. Rip. Look what happened after this dip happened. Rip, okay? We did the ripski, okay? So if you're panic selling here, you got it all wrong, folks. We are going to bounce, and we're going to bounce very, very hard. Again, my prediction is going to be either at the end of April sometime between the end of April and June is when I think you're going to see stocks rebound and crypto go to the absolute sky. I think summertime is going to be the time where people are just having a good time again, because right now people aren't having a good time, right? Things are selling off hard. Again, this is the worst sell-off in 5 years for stocks. Worst, fastest sell-off in 5 years for stocks. But look what happens when we get these big dips, these big sell-offs, okay? Opportunity. All you need now is a green dot here. Boom. And then we're going to go back, baby. We're coming back. We just need the green dot here on the weekly chart for QQQ. That's what I'd be watching for. We got Tesla. Abby says VLE stock. Abby, you've been talking to Rainmeyer way too much. Rainmeyer, whatever his name is. Tesla's still selling off here. So Tesla, we need a green dot on the weekly or the monthly to add. If you added on this green or golden dot here in March, that was at 230. You're sitting about a break-even trade right now. I would just use a stop loss right here at around 217. Make sure those lows hold. But it's not looking good for Tesla. Stocks just look awful right now. Okay, this trade war is not good. So I'd wait for a green dot to add here on the monthly or the weekly back into your position. I'll go ahead and cover it for you, Abby. VLE. Say hello to Michael for me. That one is, I don't like this. I've been telling Rainmeyer, I told Rainmeyer to sell this up here at 9. So if he didn't sell, that's his own fault. Again, when we hit this red line is when you need to take profits. Okay, we hit the red line. It was time to take profits. We hit it right here at 850. Yeah, win another 50 cents. But now what? Now you decided to hold, and now you're down all the way here to 7. So again, red dots in the red zone is where we sell. It's that simple. Okay, it's really not hard. A red dot in the red zone is where we sell. Or when we touch that red line up there on the fib, that is the time you want to take profits because we get the sell-off. Seth says, can you do CRO? Yep, this will be the last request here. And then we're getting back into the watch list, guys. CRO, we covered this one. It's still a hold. Still an absolute hold here. We got the weekly dot here a couple weeks ago. We also got the golden dot right back here at 7 cents. It went all the way up to 12. That was a 70% trade if you bought here and sold the top there. But this one's still a hold, right? I think you're going to see the green dot here either in April or May. And the last monthly dot came right there at 7 cents. It went all the way up to 23. So again, you should have been selling CRO up here, okay, at 22 cents. Again, red dot in the red zone is where you want to be selling. And I just continue to hold this, and I continue to buy it every time you get a daily green dot from here on out. Let's get back into the watch list now, folks. Thank you for the requests. Thank you for the requests. Cardano, we covered ARB. This is another one we're watching for the monthly signal on. ARB, again, down 5 months in a row. We need that monthly dot here on ARB. I think this one's a solid project. We just need that confirmation of a monthly dot. We did get the green dot here, or the golden dot back here at 32 cents. It's sitting at 31 cents right now. So, I mean, you're at a break-even trade at the moment, but I think that green dot is coming here in the next couple of days, and I think you're going to see this thing push higher into May or June. We got Litecoin. Litecoin's green here on the month. It is red there on the monthly. I want to see a green dot here on the weekly chart of Litecoin. You're getting a green dot here today as well. I'm going to actually call this one out here over here in the Discord. If you guys are a member of the Discord, I call out the setups that I think look interesting here. The LTC daily looks interesting, above $80 there on Litecoin. What else we got? Bitcoin, we've talked about this, holding up really nicely here on this stock sell-off. I like the fact that the candle here is green here on the monthly. The only thing we're missing from Bitcoin is a green dot there on the monthly, and the weekly is even rounding here as well. If we can get a green dot here on the weekly, just like we got back here in September, this thing's going to do the Ripski, okay? And I think this could come here probably mid-April, okay? Mid-April, as long as we can hold on to 80,000. It's holding 80 like a champ right now, guys. And you could see in the bull runs, we hold on to the 9 EMA, that orange line. Okay, and look where we're bouncing. We're literally bouncing right on that orange line as we speak. You can see in every bull run that we've had, we've held on to that. Okay, when we lose the 9 is when we go into the bear market. But as of right now, it is acting as support. Okay, so we still got to be bullish on crypto. And it's sitting at 84 right now. as long as it can hold on to 80,000, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Still looking to buy the green dots. I mean, this thing's just been going sideways for the last 2 months. We haven't moved in 2 months. Okay, we've just been range bound between 90 and 80. Ondo Finance. That one's got a green dot here on the daily today. I like the fact that the candle's reversing here. What I'd be doing on Ondo is playing the weekly dot. When you see the weekly dot, I think that will be the confirmation that we are going higher. You can see the last one came back here in September. We did the rippity dippity. Okay. We did the rippity dippity. So like I said, the weekly dot will be called out over here inside the Discord on Ondo. That is what I am looking for on Ondo. We got SUI. SUI's also got a green candle here on the monthly. The weekly is sitting right here above 2. Another one I'd be watching that weekly chart for. Again, the last time we got the weekly dots was back here. That was in July of 2024 at 50. What was that? 57 cents. It went all the way up to $5. Yeah, this one's looking good. And this one doesn't have a daily yet today, but as long as it can hold on to $2, I still like SUI here. As long as it can hold on to 2. So again, waiting for the macro signal either on the weekly. There's not enough data on the monthly, but the candle is green. That's a good sign. All we need is a green dot here on the weekly chart for SUI. That's what we're watching. Here's AVAX. We covered this. That one's got a green weekly. We just need the confirmation from the monthly now. Okay, but I think this one is very, very, very oversold at the moment. And as long as we can hold on to 15, we look good. The confirmation at the bottom for AVAX will be the monthly dot there. We got Ford Motor. Ford has a green dot here on the monthly. Can you believe it? Okay, but it is getting rejected. I'm going to take this one off the watch list, honestly. I don't know how they're going to pair out with those tariffs. Near Token also got the weekly green dot here as well. Looking at the daily, we also got the golden dot here on this one back in March. That was at $2.30. We're still holding on to that $2 level. So again, the confirmation will be the green dot here on the monthly chart. If you get the green dot on the monthly chart, that is when we're going to have the parabolic move. Again, I think that is coming anytime from May, anywhere from May to June. I think you're going to see it here on near. So that's what we're looking for there. Ethereum, we just kind of covered. Again, waiting for the monthly green dot there. That will be the confirmation. The last one came back here in November at around 1,700. It went all the way up to 4,000. This one came here in 2023 at 1,200. It went all the way up there to 4,000. So I still like ETH. How I'm playing ETH or how I would play ETH is just on a weekly green dot. You can see the last one came right here in September, 2,200 all the way up to 4,000. This one came right here in 2023, 1,600 all the way up to 4,000. Ethereum's looking good down here. Very, very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. Chris said the screen is much better today. Had to work late. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah. TikTok gave me a warning. They called me a fraud and a scam. So I won't be going live on TikTok anymore. So therefore, the streams will just remain horizontal here from now on. So we're live on TikTok, YouTube, X, and Facebook all at once right now. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to watch the replay is always posted over here in the Discord. Again, the Discord is free to join. But like I said, if we can get this video to 200 likes on YouTube, I will go ahead and give away 200 XRP here. How many are we at? We're at 43. We're not even close. I just gave you another one for 44. So if we can get the 200 likes on the stream, guys, I'd gladly give away 200 XRP. The likes really help the channel grow, helps us reach more people, helps our community grow. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Just smash that like. And like I said, if we can get 200 likes on the stream, I'll give away 200 XRP. I think that's around $400 right now. Am I right? What's XRP sitting at? Yeah, $2.13. So that's an easy bag for somebody. All you guys got to do is smash that like. I think there's like 100 people on total between all the platforms. But that YouTube link is just Overkill Trading. Overkill Trading on YouTube. What else we got? XLM. XLM still hanging in there as well. That one's got a red dot on the monthly. So looking at the weekly, I just wait for the weekly dot here. I like the fact that we're coming into that 50-week moving average. That's about the 1-year average here. Waiting on a green dot here on the daily. That thing looks good as long as it can hold on to 22. Okay, 22. I think April is going to be a very, very interesting month. So what I'd be waiting on for XLM is either a green on the monthly or a green dot here on the weekly chart. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one. I'm taking that one off the watch list for now. Okay. Not saying it can't pump here, but I just want to see that either a green candle or a green dot on the monthly chart. We got polka dot. Polka dot's putting in a nice Doge candle down here on the monthly as well. I think this one's very, 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 very undervalued at the moment. And I would be looking to buy this one on a daily green dot as well. Okay. Wait for that monthly. But that monthly, last time the monthly came was right there in November. It went from $4 all the way up to 11. Okay. That was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move there in the month of November. But that was not the bull run, guys. The bull run does not last 1 month. The bull run lasts multiple months. Okay. All-time highs on DOT is up here at $55. It's sitting at 4 right now. So that's over a 10x trade if we go back to all-time highs here on DOT. I would play DOT here on the monthly, the weekly, or the daily chart here. I think you're going to see a daily DOT here, but probably by the end of the day, called out over there in the Discord. We got RNDR. This is also one that gave a golden dot back here in February. What are we waiting for on RNDR? It already has the weekly. The monthly dot will be the confirmation. But again, down 5 months in a row. You got the golden dot on the daily. The golden dot on the daily is the most bullish indication you can get from the daily chart. I'd look to buy RNDR again on a golden dot. And I would not sell down here. Would not sell down here. CELH. CELH is still one of my favorite trades. That one got the green dot back there in March. That was on the monthly chart. It was up 40% last month total. Okay. I cashed out mine right here, my options for like a 300% gain. It sold back up. We also called out these green dots here. Again, as long as the monthly is green, we want to be looking for these daily setups. Okay. That daily came right there March 7th at 25 with a green dot on the monthly. It went all the way up there to 39. That was a beautiful, beautiful trade. But I think CELH has a lot of room to go, guys. If we're targeting the red zone like we do, back to 90 is a 150% move. And while every other stock is getting absolutely hammered right now, this thing only went down 2% this week. Okay, it's actually break even on the week, which is showing, look, it's green. It closed green on the week. That's insane. So I'm buying every single green dot on the CELH from here on out. I think that's a solid, solid play here going into summer. And again, you got that green dot right there on the monthly. So we are actively looking to buy daily green dots on CELH. That's one of my favorite plays here this week. CRO, we covered, same thing, waiting for the daily dots. We got the weekly confirmation. We also got the golden dot right here in March. And I think that monthly's coming here in May or June. We got X. This is United States Steel. So I think this is a name that could actually benefit from the tariffs because more of the steel is going to be produced inside of the United States now that there's like who even knows how much the tariff is now. I can't keep up with all that stuff, but American manufacturing is what Trump wants to ramp up. He wants to bring factories back to America, bring those jobs back to America, quit selling them out to China and all these places, making China and all these other countries rich. Hey, let's do it right here in America. Why not? Okay. Again, tariffs, they've sucked for the market in the short term, but companies like X, I think, could benefit. And I think X is actually a really, really good play right here. Really, really good play. This is United States Steel Corporation. It's got a monthly green dot. So again, we're looking to actively buy these green dots here on the daily. You can see the last one came back here in March. That was March 12th at 36. It went all the way up there to 45. So I think X looks really good. MOH is another one we've been tracking. Again, we got this green dot right here in March. Okay, things doing very well here in April. Just actively looking to buy the green dots here on the daily. That one came right there at around 310. It went all the way up to 360. So waiting for a little bit of a pullback on this one. If you can buy it like at 320, I think that'd be a great steal. But I wouldn't buy it up here. I'd wait for the green dot here on the daily now that you got the monthly. But your opportunity was right here on March 26th at 310. So now it already had a move. Now let's wait for a pullback, and then we'll target up here in the red zone. Wait for the daily dot here on MOH. We got Dollar General breaking out here. Again, green dot came back here in December, around $78, and it's sitting at 92 right now. So again, another one we're waiting for a pullback and a green dot on. We got VRTX. This is some type of pharmaceutical company. That one's green there on the monthly, but the daily showing signs of a pullback here. I'd wait for a green dot here on the daily if you're going to play VRTX. It's a pharmaceutical company. It looks like they have decent earnings. but the monthly dot is green. So therefore, we are looking for the green dots here on the daily now that the monthly is green. I think if you can get this thing at like 460, that'd be a great price to buy. VRTX there. We got SJM. SJM is another name that has a green dot here on the monthly chart, and the daily is now selling off. So we're looking for a pullback here and a green dot. We need a green dot there on SJM. We got RVIN. This is Rivian, RIVN. They're stealing some share from Tesla. They had pretty good earnings. Their last report, they made about $2 billion, but they're selling off. I'm waiting for a green dot, and I think actually the monthly dot faded here. It was there for a second, but then after the sell-off, it faded away. So, like I said, dots can come and go if they don't close, right? A dot is only confirmed if it closes the month. So Rivian had a green dot here at the beginning of April, like a couple days ago, but the price sold off and the monthly dot went away. So I would look to play this one on a green daily is how I would look to play it. The fact that the monthly dot showed up earlier this month, a couple days ago, tells you that we're pretty close to a bottom here. So I would wait for a green dot here to play Rivian on the daily chart there. What's the weekly say there on Rivian? The weekly's green as well. So obviously one of the worst weeks in stocks. It was the worst week in stocks in 5 years. So you guys are sitting through a historic dip here. So just something to keep in mind, right? UMC, this is United Microelectronics Corporation. Had a huge move there and then sold off. This one looks like a penny stock. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off just because I don't know what it is. This is Realty Income Corporation. I think this is a RET, but they're green here on the monthly. So we're looking here on the daily for these green dots. I wait for the green dot on the monthly there. We got AMT. That one also needs a pullback here as well. That one had the green dot there back in March at 199. It went all the way up there to what, 240. Really nice move. We're in the red zone now, so we want to see a pullback, a big pullback there on AMT. Okay, again, we want to buy when the wave is down here on the daily. Okay, down here on the daily is where you want to be buying the green dots. Boom, that one came here on Domino's Pizza at, what was that, 420? All the way up there to 470. Nice move there. But that one is now red on the monthly, but it is not confirmed. So wait for a green dot there on Domino's Pizza. That is normally one that performs pretty well in recessions because people are still buying their pizzas. INVH getting the clap down. Oh my gosh. That one's still green on the monthly, but selling off hard here on the daily. So that's actually a good sign. We're holding our green dot on the monthly, and we're selling off here on the daily. So I don't know how these guys are going to be affected by tariffs. They probably are widely affected by tariffs, but they're selling off really hard. I'd wait for the green dot, and then we can make our play off the daily dot. But it does have a green monthly dot. Again, the last green dot came right here. It went up from around 32 all the way up to 37. Not one that really moves very much. I don't even know why this one's on my watch list. It's not even, I don't even know what it is. So I'm taking it off. I've added a few over the last couple of days. We got RNR. This is a robotics company. This is a penny stock. So how I'd be playing this one, this is just a penny stock. I don't know anything about it. I'm actually going to take this one off too. I don't got time for penny stocks these days. No penny stocks here, dude. No penny stocks. That thing's probably going to go to the sky now that I took it off my watch list. But if you want to check out the ticker, it's RNR. Here's AMGN. This is Amgen. Just smoked today, dude. So, guys, we're going to get a really good opportunity on some of these very big companies like Amazon. Okay, you can see Amazon sold off very hard in 2022. It got this green dot down here in February at $85. It went all the way up to $250. Okay, Meta. This is Facebook. Sold off really hard. Got a green dot right here in 2022 at 110. Went all the way up there to 700. Okay, that was a 600% trade there on Meta. So, yes, the markets are selling off, right? They're selling off. But what are we doing? We're simply just waiting for the indicator to tell us when to act. We don't have to sit here and guess. We don't have to sit here and, we hardly even have to think, right? I mean, this indicator will tell us when the bottom's in. This last bear market that we were in for the SPY, boom, green dot came right there in 2022 at 360. It's all the way up at 600. So now you got all these media companies and stuff saying, oh my God, bear market's coming, bear market's coming, bear market's coming. It's all over, right? They're trying to flush everybody out. They want all the retail to sell their stocks sell their crypto, right? It's too late to sell, guys. If you're still holding, you just keep holding at this point. You just keep holding. You don't sell the bag now. Okay. Simply just wait. Okay. Continue to go do your thing. Go mow some lawns. Go drive some Uber. Go make some money. Raise some capital. Sit in cash. And when you get the monthly dots on these names that you want to own for the long term, okay, then you can act. Look at the last bear market that we had back here in 2022. If we have a bear market, that just means we're going to get stuff at a very, very cheap price, right? And I think we're going to see a bounce. I mean, look at Google. I mean, this thing's down from 210 all the way to 150. So, I mean, folks, we're sitting at a great place. If you guys are long-term investors, we just need to wait for these confirmations of the dots. Okay, Google came right there at 87. It went all the way up to 200. Okay, that was back in 2023. You made 100% on your money if you bought that green dot back there in 2023. I could say that for every single stock on my watch list right now. Okay. Kimberly Clark, I don't even know what this thing is either. I got to start cleaning this stuff up a little bit. Here's CCI, Crown Castle. See, I don't even know what this thing is either. I'm going to take this one off as well. Verizon, getting smoked here. That one's got a green dot on the monthly still. So, again, actively looking to buy the green dots with the monthly, but that one was up in the red zone, so you should have been taking profits right there on that red dot up there at 46, 47. Again, red dot in the red zone. If you're using our strategy, you need to sell, okay? You should have been selling right here, and you should have been selling right here, okay? That was your profit take, okay? Now you're down 6% today. This thing's going to free fall. So I'd look to buy Verizon again on the next daily green dot as long as we can hold on to this monthly. We got USO. This is United States Oil. That's not looking good. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Get wrecked. Whoo! 15% in 2 days, dude. When's the last time oil dipped like that? Oh, my gosh. Back here in 2024, what did it do? It ripped to the upside. So I think USO is going to set up really nicely. Let's just wait for that green dot confirmation there on the daily. Okay, that thing's got some room to fall probably. Okay, but I'd wait. Green dot on the daily on USO, I think will be a great place to buy. Here's Snow. Snow's got a red dot this month, but again, the dot is still technically green until the month closes, until we get the May close. I'd be looking to buy Snow on the next daily green dot. BRK, Berkshire Hathaway, Mr. sitting on $330 billion worth of cash. His stock finally sold off today, down 7%. Okay, I think Berkshire Hathaway is going to set up really nicely off the next green dot now that we're getting a sell-off. So, yeah, I mean, stocks are probably just going to continue to crater. Like I said, though, guys, it is really good to see crypto holding up right now with this type of a sell-off. Okay, if you're in crypto, that is a really good sign for crypto investors. The fact that we are defying gravity here. Stocks are just in the toilet right now, getting hammered, and crypto's holding on like a freaking champ. So, Berkshire Hathaway, again, this one's got the monthly green dot. As long as the monthly green dot is there, we're actively looking to buy these daily dots, okay? So we need a daily dot here on Berkshire Hathaway. This one's going to set up really nicely, okay? Just wait for that confirmation of that green dot. That will be called out over there in the Discord. ExxonMobil getting the clap down. Oh, God, dude. That thing's getting smoked. Just absolutely smoked. I wouldn't touch that. Oh, gosh. These stocks, man. Oh, my gosh. Holy smokes, dude. AZN. This is AstraZeneca. This is a healthcare company. Pretty decent earnings, but getting clapped today, dude. Oh, my God. Just getting the clap down here. Holy smokes. Wow. So what is that? That's red on the monthly, but it's not confirmed. But that monthly chart just don't look too good. I just don't look too good. I'd wait to see where that one rebounds. I'm going to take that one off for now. We got Uber getting wrecked. Oh, my gosh, dude. These stocks are getting smoked, man. So next week's going to be really interesting, guys. Stocks are hard for me to want to buy right now. I mean, as much as we're down, it's still hard for me to want to buy. Again, we want to wait for the monthly dot confirmations, right? Uber is technically still green here, so we should be just looking at the daily chart, waiting for a green dot. That's how we'll play Uber. But I mean, these are just some nasty, nasty dips, dude. Eventually, though, price gets to a point where it's so cheap, and then right, these big institutional investors, the big guys, right? These guys, the smart money and institutional investors, they're going to step in and they're going to buy the crap out of it, and we're going to get the next parabolic move. So, I mean, some of these prices are just ridiculous. So, the fact that we're still green on the monthly, I know it's red, but again, until we get the May open, that dot is still technically green. Okay, until it closes red, okay, it's not confirmed. So what we're waiting for on Uber is a daily green dot here to play it. Again, these guys have been crushing their earnings. They've been growing every single quarter, doing very, very well. Okay, they're growing by about $1 billion a quarter. So I think they're still going to continue to grow. They're still going to continue to be huge. They're going to release robo taxis here soon. They're calling for a huge run up in their stock price from that. So I'm waiting for a daily green dot here on Uber. EOS, this is one of the only cryptos right now with the monthly green dot. One of the only ones. EOS is the crypto top 100 coin, but you guys can see how the daily is now very overbought. Now that we got the monthly green dot, now we want to wait for that pullback here on the daily and the green dots. Again, after the monthly dot, we then want to wait for the green dot on the daily. So we go from the monthly to the daily. Again, our strategy is right over here, guys. The buying strategy is right here. Monthly green dot plus the daily green dot in or around the golden zone equals buy. You need that monthly green dot, and then you need the daily green dot. So the monthly comes first, right? The monthly dot will tell you, okay, we're breaking out, right? We just broke out. That was confirmation of the breakout. We got the green dot on the monthly. Now we need the retracement, okay, and the green dot. So EOS, I think, is going to set up very, very nicely here soon. Baidu. Baidu's red on the monthly, but it's down here back at support. Again, these Chinese stocks are going to get wrecked if China doesn't come to the negotiating table with Trump. I mean, it's just what's going to happen, and they're not wanting to play ball with Trump right now. I mean, you saw the news over here. Germany considers withdrawing 1,200 tons worth of gold from the U.S. Federal Reserve vault following new tariffs. So, shit, man, we got fireworks everywhere. See, Chinese government rejected a deal to sell TikTok to the United States after President Trump imposed new tariffs. Oh, wow. Yeah, big old Donald Trump. U.S. stock market officially lost $10 trillion since Trump was inaugurated. Oh, my gosh. Wild. The U.K. wants to play ball. Seeks new trade deal with the United States. The U.K. is on board, but China's not. So, I mean, these Chinese companies aren't going to do well with whatever tariff it is, 69% or something like that on China. Just crazy. Just crazy. God, I'd love to take some more chart requests from you guys, but I got to get through this list. I got to get to a barbecue here in like 30 minutes. So I'm just trying to get through the watch list. If you guys got chart requests, we'll be live again on Monday. You guys can drop your chart requests over here inside the chart request thread. That will open back up on Monday. So just put your chart requests over there and they will get answered. I'd love to sit on here for the rest of the night and take you guys' chart requests. But like I said, I got to get to a barbecue here very shortly. So CVX, this is Chevron. They're still green here on the monthly. We just need that daily green dot. That's a huge sell-off. Like I said, energy got wrecked over the last couple of days. So it's literally back here to where we bounced last time at 140. It went all the way up to 168. I just wait for the green daily dot there on Chevron. Again, up here in the red zone is where we want to take profits. Red dot in the red zone where we're taking profits. It's that simple, guys. That simple. Octa's still green here on the monthly as well. We're just waiting for the daily dot. Octa's going to set up really nice. That's one stock that does look really, really good. Again, as long as the monthly dot is green, we're going up. As long as it's red, we're going down. So the dot is still green on the monthly. What we're waiting for is that dot there on the daily chart here. That green dot will be the key. And we called that monthly dot out. What was that? Back in December at $70, $75. It went all the way up there to 118. So Octa's still looking good. I like the sell-off here. Again, the red dot in the red zone is where we want to sell. That was a perfect opportunity right there at 117 before you got the sell-off. again, this Fibonacci tool is the best support and resistance tool you guys can use. Once again, if you do not have the red and green dots or the Fibonacci, you guys can download my entire trading layout by clicking on this link right here. Takes a couple of clicks, and your screen will look exactly like my screen over here inside of TradingView. We got a few more we're going to get through. PDD, another Chinese company here, red on the monthly. But again, these Chinese stocks are going to get smoked. I mean, if China and the United States can't make a deal, okay, there's going to be blood in the streets for Chinese stocks. And we're looking for a green dot here on the daily for PDD. We got gold selling off here. This is Barrick Gold. That one's still green on the monthly. So on the daily here, we're just looking for the green dot. I like it now that it's selling off. What's it down? It's down like, I don't know, man, 16% in 2 days. Just insane. Just wild. Here's BGT. Also green here on the monthly and also selling off. So we're waiting on a daily green dot here for BGT. We got Boeing getting absolutely annihilated here. That one's red there on the monthly as well. So, I mean, the last line of defense for Boeing stock's going to be that green dot there on the daily. That's back down to the lows of November there before we did the Ripsky. So I'm waiting for the green dot for BA before I bail on it. That'll be the last line of defense. When you get that green dot there on Boeing, that will be your trading opportunity. Now that you got the red showing here. So again, just because it's red doesn't mean it's going to close red. If we get buyers stepping in, this candle will get sucked back up, okay, back up here at 170, and that candle can disappear. So what I'm watching for on BA here is that green dot there on the daily. And BABA, another one. Where should you been taking profits on BABA? Right up here in the red zone, okay, right up there at 150, okay? That was profit-taking territory. I think that one's going to come down some more, maybe back down to $100. I'd maybe consider buying this one. We're just waiting on the daily signal there for BABA. Okay, getting absolutely wrecked. Chinese are trying to play hardball with Trump right now, but we'll see how long they'll last. We'll see how long they'll hold. Okay, all they need to do is come negotiate and everybody meet terms, right? Trump's a big bully, but, you know, he's fighting for his people. He's fighting for his country. And, you know, obviously in the short term for stocks and things like that, it sucks. But in the long run, I think all this is going to pay off for at least Americans. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get political or anything like that. I really just don't. But Chinese stocks are obviously paying the price here today. What I'm waiting for on BABA is a green dot there on the daily. But I think that will set up. I think it will set up very nicely when we get that signal. So the weekly's obviously not looking very good either. But you can see the last weekly dot on BABA paid really, really nicely. That was on January, 21st? Right there at 81. It went all the way up there to 51. So nice little move there. And the Chinese are playing hardball, and people are selling their stock because of it. So stocks are just getting cratered here, folks. I mean, there's nothing I can say or do to make you feel any better about your stock positions. What I can say is it's not a good time to sell. I mean, you should have been selling back in February or March or whatever it was, right? It's too late. If you're still holding, you might as well just hold and just not look at your portfolio. Go outside, go do something, come back and maybe check in May and see where we're at. I mean, if you want to be honest about stocks here. CVI, this one's still green on the monthly. It's another energy company. Again, energy companies are just getting hit hard. We're testing this resistance or support level right down here at 1550. So we got back there on November 4th at 15. It went all the way up to 21. So again, watching for the green dot here on the daily. Now that we got the green dot there on the monthly. So wait for the daily green dot there. And then Intel getting whacked here. Another one that has a green dot here on the monthly. We're simply just waiting for the daily dot to react. The last couple daily dots paid very, very well. This one right here in February, that was at 19. It went up to 27. That was a 70% move. Pulled back, green dot right there in March, $20, all the way up to 26. That was a 27. That was about a 40% move right there. Now we're selling off again. We just want to wait for the next signal there on Intel. And as long as that one holds green here on the monthly, we are bullish on the asset. Okay, looking for the green dots. I think Intel, that's probably one of my favorites going into next week there. WBD, this is Warner Bros. Discovery, another media company. They're making about $10 billion a quarter. Again, they got a red dot showing here this month. So the last line of defense is going to be the next green dot here on the daily chart. Again, a stock that's been hit. I mean, this thing's down, Jesus. Thing's down 22% this week. 25% in the last 2 weeks. So Again, the daily dot is where I'm going to want to take a position on WBD here. I know we got a red dot showing, but again, that dot has not closed yet. So again, if buyers step in and suck this back up to 11, okay, that dot is going to go away. So the buyers are going to step in once they see the green dot here on the daily. So the daily dot is what we're looking for on that. And then Billy, this is another Chinese stock here playing hardball again. Not good for their stock. They're selling off hard too. So waiting to see where this one gives us the green dot as well. That is the watch list for this week, folks. Let me go ahead and share this over here inside of the Discord. You guys can check all these out by clicking on this link here. Let me go ahead and put the date on this. Today is April 4th. So if you guys want to check the watch list out, all the names we talked about here today, just click on that link and you'll be able to pull up the same exact watch list here, again, that we talked about on today's video. If you guys want to watch the replay of this video, it's over here inside the latest tab, inside the Discord. The Discord is free to join. Just click that link there it's overkillinvestingclub.com. It's free to join. We do have a paid member version that's about $4 a month. That will get you access to all the monthly, weekly, daily, and alerts, and also our community chat over here as well, and a bunch of other cool stuff over here too. So if you guys got any questions or need help, one thing I want to say before we sign off and we go have a good weekend is that I will never, ever, ever send you a friend request or a DM asking you guys for money or cryptocurrency. Do not accept any friends requests or DMs for anybody named Overkill, because it's not me. Okay. I will never ask you for money. I will never add you as a friend. I will never even message you first. Okay. Nothing personal. It's just what I do to protect my people, right? Protect our community. Beware of scammers. Okay. You guys can read the rules over here. All the links to everything that I use are right over here in the trading apps tab. You guys can get, you guys can start a Coinbase account, Robinhood account, and also TradingView. TradingView is the website that we use for charting. Okay. And then I actually trade on Robinhood and Coinbase. So I don't actually execute my trades on TradingView here. I just use it for charting, right? This is what we use for charting. And again, the indicator, you guys can get all the indicators we talked about today by coming over here to the trading indicator tab and then just click on this link right here. If you guys need anything, have questions, need support, just feel free to email me or hit me up over here inside the Discord. I'd be happy to answer any questions or help in any way I can. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday for some chart requests. I will open the chart requests around Sunday or Monday, so you guys can drop those in here, and we will also be taking some from the live stream as well. So again, God bless you guys. Have a great weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday.